Hello, privileged super race. Today's topic is a special ear. Lesson 588.
Today's topic is a special ear. The lamb's ears. Wolves have ears too, but they do not listen to the voice of the shepherd. The knowledge that is registered here in this ministry is a knowledge that only a genre, a race, could listen to it. Well, look, it says, "My sheep hear my voice, and they do not hear the voice of the evil one." It's a gift. Well, it's the gift of believing. It says, having believed in him, and then it tells you, and this is not of us, this is a gift. This is a gift of believing in the truth. Let's see, first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 12, to see what we are talking about. Now, we have received not the spirit of the world. When it says spirit, it's talking about teaching. Because when you read the other part of the verse, it says to know what God has given us. Now we have not received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God. For what? For what? So those are two spirits that teach. One is from the world, and the other one is from God, that teaches you what? What God what? So then, what is the purpose of that spirit? To know what God. Now, if you receive the spirit of the world, and the spirit of the world is not the demons and... No, it's talking about spirits of teaching. The spirit of the world is the logic that today's pastors have. With the spirit of the world, they cannot understand, they cannot divide, they cannot trace what the truth is. And that is a spirit that if you see chapter 1, verse 21, look what it says. For since in the wisdom of God, the world through wisdom did not know God, it pleased God through the foolishness of what? That foolishness is the wisdom that we're talking about, the foolishness of the message preached. Revelation 17:9. Here is the mind, say the mind, which has, the mind that has what? And if the mind does not have wisdom, let's go to first letter to the Corinthians, again, chapter 2, verse 14 on. But the natural man does not receive the things of the Spirit of God. Listen. And this society is filled with natural men. What it should be a good foolishness, for him, it's the opposite. For him, it's foolishness. No, it can't be like that. Nor can he know them. Continue. Because they are spiritually. But he who is spiritual judges all things, yet he himself is rightly judged by no one. That's what I have been doing, judging people. Today, I have taken thousands and thousands, and I said that they were wrong. And I said that they had the spirit of the world, and that's why they could not understand. For who has known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have what? We have what? And what does Revelation 17:9 say? Here is the mind which has wisdom. Look how Paul presented it to Timothy. First letter to the Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17. For this reason I have sent Timothy to you, who is my beloved and faithful son in the Lord, who will remind you of my ways in Christ. Listen to this. As I teach. That's a way. You know that I always ask myself, if I never studied and I do not have a lot of knowledge. And I cannot even study or read a book. I do not have the capacity. I was never formed that way. Why? How can I develop a way of teaching that convinces so many millions of people? But it's the way of teaching, because I see worldwide when they write those emails that come in the best day of your life. That's one of our terms. Organizing our thoughts. That's another one of our terms. So then there is a way of teaching. And that way of teaching is one foundation, one spirit, one gospel, one behavior. I always spoken about the unity of the Spirit, because in the unity of the Spirit, that's keeping that mind in that manner. Look what Ephesians chapter 4 verses 1 on. You have to help me with this. Therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called, with all lowliness and what? Gentleness, with long-suffering, bearing with one another in love, and devouring to keep the unity of JH. If you do not guard this, everything falls to the floor. Look, one body, one spirit. Just as you were called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, not three, one faith, one baptism, one God, and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. You have to keep the unity at all cost. Look, I have had to battle to keep that unity, because sometimes there are spirits, teachings, things that come in, and it hurts me. But people have left here. And why? Because we have to watch for that unity. Because until now, this is the gospel that no one had preached for 2,000 years. And whoever gets in this, look, I do not care who it is. Whoever gets against this, I will cut them in half. Because we can't. No. Oh, someone had to appear teaching what we are talking about today. And you have to protect that. Blessed with all blessing. You are very crazy. You are very crazy.
We conclude that we are your sheep, we have your mind, we hear your voice. With humility and meekness, we keep the unity, one spirit, one gospel, and good behavior. We love you, Daddy.
With the mark on my mind and body, I will be redressed. With burning flames, emitting energy with the body, it's no fantasy. Because I know that